Hey everybody, welcome back to Cookie Gaming. Today we're playing some more Disco Elysium. Now last time we bounced between Klaasje and Titus until one of them finally told the truth. In the end it was actually Titus who broke. He told us all about the circumstances of Lely's death, right? A shot through the window, perhaps intended for him, perhaps intended for Klaasje, and the hanging was a cover-up which we'd suspected for a while. We went back to Klaasje, and she finally, perhaps, was honest with us, telling us that Ruby, the eighth Hardy, who we've been searching for, she was the one who orchestrated this cover-up. Now, we have to find Ruby. We're gonna have to go and talk to Titus in a little bit, but we're gonna start off with Klaasje. Now, we left off last time, well, first of all, by not arresting her. Maybe a mistake, but it just didn't feel right to me. But with a shivers check. Now, a shivers check that some of you down below had said you hadn't seen before, even though you'd played this game many times. And I'm also interested in discovering this. So, we failed it last time. We're going to give it another shot. I'm willing to put a point or two into it.
Officer, it's a fine day
You know,
for questions.
you can see it's a pretty difficult check. I don't want to spend all my skill points, but hey, let's give it a try.
Continuously nothing.
Nope.
The sky slowly slides above you. The young woman exhales the scent of menthol tobacco. Sounds like a sigh.
Alright, let's do this one more time. I do have a lot of skill points, but like I said, and I don't think I have any gear that'll give me, I look through every time. No. Alright. Let's try one more skill point, see if that does the trick. If not, I'll just come back later. Alright. Our shivers is now high.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Yeah, really not much better, to be honest. But we've got a chance. Maybe we'll bink it. Alright, let's see.
A warm column of air rises around you, encircling the building
Wow.
you stand on. You feel its twisting shape, bits of paper and birds on the thermal, along with several million liters of water, all rising up into the great Insulindian sky.
I actually can't believe it. I did not think that was gonna work. I thought we were gonna have to leave it for now. But there you go. That is some good luck. Alright, let's get to the check. A warm column of air rises around you. Critical success. I think that means I rolled as highly as I could on the dice. Wow. Extremely low chance of success. Okay. Why does it rise, this warm column of air? What are we about to find out?
Because it's warm, from the gathering spring, from the oceanic current flowing into the bay, the people on the streets, and the machines that hum in the harbor. Heavy fuel oils, too.
Gutter.
From the vapor, a great cumulus is formed, a cloud castle 1,000 meters high. A flock of seagulls screams, hitchhiking on the thermal. They too are part of the procession, the honor watch.
For whom?
For her, the guest, waiting.
For her? Is she safe here?
As safe as you keep her.
What is she waiting for?
For Gloria. Soon these clouds will all fall down as rain. Spring will come. 2 more months, maybe less. It's time.
Miss, what are you waiting for?
You mean here in Martinez?
Alright. Nod.
I'm waiting for the miracle to happen. It'll take one to get me out of the mess I'm in.
And what would that miracle be?
The return, of course. Now, I know I'm not from around here. I would only be hitchhiking. The return is a big hit in the industrial espionage circles. A lot of desperate, seedy types there. All screwed in this unipolar world.
What is the return?
Don't you know, sir? I thought you were from around here. You look like Mr. Revachol.
Why do you humor me?
The return, well, it's part urban myth, part political science. It's a fool's hope, sir, and it's also all I've got. They say there will be an event, that it will happen somewhere here.
Uh-huh.
In Revachol West. They say it will happen soon, and that it will change everything.
Sounds like some sort of almost spiritual belief.
Le retour.
Oh, Kim's familiar. Is this related in any way to this whole revolution that we had that failed? You know, a return to our own independence, to our sovereignty? Or is it more abstract than that? This is very interesting. Some political event. How do you know of this?
As I said, there's talk. In the competitive intelligence crowd, a lot of people, like me, we need a new color on the map.
Hmm.
It's all blue, you see, and that blue doesn't like us.
Right. Okay. You came all this way because of a rumor?
No, I came all this way on a false passport and some money. To hide, mostly. In the most volatile part of the Real Belt, where it's easiest to disappear. Where the walls are still porous and you can slip through. This is just something to get me through the night, you know? A little espérance.
Still, the story influenced their choice of where to run. It must have some hidden layers.
It seems like there's something deeper here. So it does seem, from how she described it here, to be some sort of political revolution or something like that, right? Reestablishing independence, perhaps? Though, you know, with this game, there's always something a little deeper, a little more abstract to it, right? You can't take everything literally. So how soon will it happen?
Soon. But it's been soon for almost half a century now, so don't hold your breath.
Right.
No need to worry, Lieutenant. I'm sure the streets will not erupt in seditious violence just yet.
Right, okay.
These streets? I'm not so sure, miss.
Good point. Yeah, these particular streets actually might erupt in some type of violence if we can't stop it from happening. So the return of what exactly?
Of the king, of the nation, of communism, return on investment. I don't know exactly. It's meant to be vague, as promises generally are.
Right, everyone's got their own vision for what this return to sovereignty and independence might be. Maybe for some it's monarchism, for some it's the return to their sort of communist state, for some it's pure nationalism, you know, etc., etc. Different ideas, but everyone's sort of hoping for something.
But at the same time, I mean, things can't go on like this forever. Something will give. It always does.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself sometimes. So is this why you said you'd like to surrender in a free revichol?
Yeah, I guess it is.
It doesn't seem very likely, but I understand the inclination.
So she thinks, at least partly, that this return will feature a self-governing revichol. She has already placed her bets.
I mean, look, I think that would be preferable to the current arrangement we have. Thank you. One last question. Do you really think it will happen?
I do.
I want it to happen. You know what? Let's have hope. So do I.
I agree, detective. Something is coming.
Okay.
Trouble. It will be a hot spring. I don't know what exactly, but...
Surprised. I thought Kim would not be on the same page.
Something is happening in this city. I can feel it. When I'm out here at night.
Her thought trails off. The wind picks up again. Above her, a great cumulus cloud rises, ready to fall down as precipitation. April will come, then May. A month, maybe 2 from now.
Wow.
You shudder. The feeling dissipates. The thought ends.
So is this telling me, now we can't go further up, that roughly 2 months from now, something big is going to happen? Is that what I've, with my incredible shivers check, read into the city? That's kind of what I'm getting. You know, this, I don't know how relevant it'll be to our current investigation. Maybe it will, but it's definitely a pretty important piece of lore. You know what I mean? I'm really glad I did this. Okay, that was fascinating. Okay, we do still have to open this door up here, but I just made an incredibly rare check, so let's try and maybe go back downstairs and talk to Titus first. Alright, I think we also have to examine the window here. Let me see that.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
My visual calculus is so low right now, I think it's being harmed by, yeah, by this. So let us wait just 30 minutes until this is done, and then I'll come back upstairs and do this. I know I have been one to be cautious with my checks for no reason, but we literally just give it a couple more minutes. We'll have a significantly higher chance of making that check. Alright, let's go see what Titus has to say. Oh wow. Talk about a camera shift. Oh, that was a really interesting check with Klaasje. Very fascinating. And Elizabeth, I believe, is gone from here. Her job is up. You know, Titus gave up the information.
It's you again. What is it?
I wonder if Evrart would have something different to say to us now. I'm sure he would. And Joyce, we need to... Man, there's so much to do. Okay. Let's see if Titus will continue to play ball. Because he's been, you know, somewhat cooperative ever since we sort of broke him down. Okay, I talked to Klaasje. Now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
Well, let me tell you why. She is the next link in the chain. The paranormal instinct? Let's not say that. Let's not say that. You know, Klaasje told us that, you know, she... I don't know if she thought or just suspected that Ruby could have been responsible, but to be honest, I sort of think that was Klaasje ratting someone out in a moment of desperation. Now, Ruby could be behind it, maybe, right? Klaasje did say that she seemed extremely prepared when she came to get her, but I don't know. Like I said, I think that was Klaasje being desperate and sort of turning to Ruby as a scapegoat. I guess we'll see. This is true. You know what? This might be the one that Titus accepts the most. Because he doesn't care, right? I don't really think he cares about who killed this merc. They were happy to pretend they did it, but I do think he might want to prevent the violence, you know, however confident he is in him and his boys. Look, Titus, a civil war is brewing, and the only way to prevent it is to solve this murder. That means talking to Ruby.
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on anyone. And now you pick Ruby. Well, not on my watch you won't.
Of course that's what you think. Nope. She could... Look, I haven't ruled her out like I have you guys, but it's possible. But I haven't, you know, placed it on her yet.
Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
Not my intention.
And fuck you too, moral
Hey, keep the slurs out. He throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lip. The big guy sighs.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect.
Right.
You know how it works, guys.
Right.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude.
Uh-huh.
But we're trying to get some R&R here.
Oh, okay.
Think you could fuck off now?
Okay, so we're back to the usual state of affairs. Titus don't want to tell us anything.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
This is true. It's funny, we are sort of back to the same place, where now we're bumping up against Titus, but we've come so far from when we started that now he's willing to talk to us about the night of the murder, what he did, and just acknowledge not only that this 8th Hardy exists, but that Ruby is her name, right? We are more on the same page now, but there's still things that Titus doesn't want to tell us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window.
Oh!
behind Titus's back.
Wasn't there a check back there? This is extremely low. I think. Here, let me look back there. There's a lot of things to investigate right now. Yeah, I remember this.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
So, if y'all remember, and I do remember, we checked this out much, much earlier, because I'm going through, highlighting everything, and we had a massive minus to it. I think the reason was, it said, like, not the right time, or something like that, like, now's not the time. Well, apparently now is the time. +1, you've been here for a long time. +1, really, you've been here for ages. And we've got a high perception, so I think we've got a good chance. Let's give it a shot.
There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key.
Heyo. Now, which door does this open? Because we've got a couple of mysterious doors in this building.
It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Surely not. Oh. Okay. So, if this is a key to that door up there, then this could begin to substantiate what Klaasje said. Because one of the things was, how would Ruby get through that door up there? Well, if she had a key. Though, something I do remember is that apparently, I think it was the fact that Klaasje didn't hear any sound of the gun going off. And if it was that close, even silence, she would have heard something. Suggested that the shot was taken from further away. But, who knows? There are ways around that, right? Maybe it was really that muffled. Maybe the shattering glass, she couldn't hear over that. I don't know. But this could align with what she told us. Someone's hid a key in the bush.
Huh?
Well, what would they prefer? I don't really want them to grab the key. Hey, can you let me slide by so I can grab the thing?
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any sliding would really help right now.
Come on, man.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that. The hawthorn's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
This is not helping anything.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you.
Thank you.
The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down
Y'all,
in silence.
Theo means business. I will say, I remember when we talked to Titus and we were really pushing, Theo was the guy who was, he doesn't speak up much, but he was basically like, I'm gonna shoot you if you keep this up. But he didn't. So, Theo only speaks up or acts when he feels he needs to. I guess now he's accepted the fact that we're here, we're doing this investigation. So thank you.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in...
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
Alright, well, that's fine. Does anyone know why this key was hanging right outside the Union box window?
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
Maybe that's Ruby's key for that room upstairs, workshop spare. It's very possible. Or maybe the blue door. I don't know. We'll check them both.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
I wonder what doors does it open?
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door. It says workshop spare. Maybe there's a workshop there?
I think it's worth trying. I think we've got a couple of potential doors it could open. So let's go. Come on, come on.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
All right, let's see it.
The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years. But then, the lock clicks.
Oh wow, it actually worked.
Dust rises before you like mist. A tomb? Haunted by regal spirits from distant ages.
How about that?
No. Smells like engine grease and cut wood. A workshop.
Perfect. Alright, this is exactly what we wanted to see. Present him a theory. Alright, well, I think we might be about to substantiate a theory. Oh, right on through. Awesome. Alright, what do we have here? Oh, pinball machine. Franco-Nigerian. Some old monarchist art. White Diora. Female figure in the morning. NB. Spare keys tied to the bush outside the corner room window. NB. Who the hell is that? Don't think I know. Unless I'm just missing something. I can't think of any NBs right now. Hey, $5. We spent not a lot of money, but some money getting that radio, or the boombox last time. We managed to convince Roy to lower the price substantially.
Over there, in the corner.
The pinball machine?
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it.
Kim, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic.
You've played it?
A little.
Alright.
Feels like a lot. Too much to play it again.
Alright, Kim's a fan of pinball. Well, let's take a closer look.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin operated.
We're gonna play pinball now? Or is it, does it still work?
Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready.
Alright, you know what? I think I've stopped making intelligent financial decisions. I am not gonna have somewhere to sleep tonight. Let's take a look at that text first.
Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people.
Nice. Let's inspect the playing field. Alright, we want to have the best chance of, performing well.
The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble.
Okay.
The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit.
I like it, a good theme. So what's with all the goats?
Indeed. Think of them as balls.
I think they are. Alright, screw it, let's go. Oh, man.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease.
I got a Steam achievement for this. I know y'all can't see him, but that's funny.
Go, Fingerboy.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
Oh? What kind of guy was he?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels. A masked nationalist.
A racist mountaineer?
An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
I don't think that's very cool.
He also hit his wife.
Ooh.
And kids. Other people's kids too. Sometimes pets. Hateful little man.
Yeah, sounds like a bad guy.
But you seem to be having fun.
I'm pretty good at this.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board. And although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3.
Alright.
Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go.
Alright, let's concentrate and aim for the narrow passage.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through.
Alright.
Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine.
Oh.
Something glass.
Something glass just shattered? That doesn't seem good.
The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Something's happening.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid nihilistic finale.
Right. Yeah. You know, given all we've learned lately, this could frankly send us into an existential crisis.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness.
Wow, this pinball machine is an allegory for our world.
This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog.
Okay.
Use them to calculate where they hit next.
My visual calculus is so bad.
You're down to your last goat.
Oh.
Going mostly by sound.
Oh, no.
Eyes are useless at this point. But that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
Not reaction speed. I got a -1 bad at ball games. Is this because I interfered with those 2 old men playing their game? God damn it. Kim, it can be done. Just watch.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake, and then it's all over.
I mean, you know, why not try it winning, right? It's worth giving it a shot. Hey, we had a real lucky roll earlier in this episode, so maybe we'll get one now.
How?
Nope.
If you can't even see it.
We used up our luck.
The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee.
I do not have the money to play this many times.
It killed itself to spite you.
What the hell?
There goes nothing, finger boy.
Don't call me finger boy, alright? I don't like that. Oh, our thought.
Motorway south.
Tone shift. Well, maybe not with the end.
The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild pale yonder, for an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer remember anything. No cities, no mountains, no oceans, and finally, no vector. Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat. Swallow in, and then it comes to you. To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before, while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. A lost piece of the man you were. A dark hope.
Great. Well, I was talking about existential crises. One of ours is just completed. Anything pale, I investigate. Oh. All intellect white checks unlocked. I guess I'll check my my map. And +1 Inland Empire. Uh-oh. We're already crazy enough. I don't know if this really helped us. You know what I mean? Well, we got our visual calculus back. It's back up to 3, which ain't bad. So we can go and investigate that window whenever we get a moment. So this was, you know, learning about the sort of myth, the tale of the motorway south, off into the pale. And the sort of abstract end to that whole thing is nothing remains, not even that one vector. All that remains is the motion of a human throat swallowing. Reach the end of motorway south is to be unborn. Well, great. I'm sure that'll make us feel better. Wonder if we can... I always try talking to Kim, even if there's nothing to talk about. But that didn't oh, man. I didn't unlock that check. It's fine. Our Inland Empire is so high now. We've got our highest skills, Esprit de Corps, actually. but also Inland Empire and Volition, right? So hopefully they can balance each other out. Interesting. Okay, well, maybe can we play again? I'm not gonna do it.
The machine is dead
What?
and silent. It needs serious maintenance before anyone can play again.
Oh, man. Okay, we can't even play again, if we wanted to.
All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and played.
I like where this is going. Run your finger across the dust of the white Deora machine.
Feels like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights illuminating the white-robed woman.
What's white Deora, or Deora?
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes are the worst.
Hey, wait a minute, Kim. I have 2 degrees in history. Don't, come on now.
The lieutenant grimaces, looking at the machines.
Sounds like you don't enjoy pinball, Kim. But I thought you'd played a lot of that machine.
No, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't.
He doesn't love pinball. How about we fire up one of these bad boys and play some ball?
You can't fire them up. They are broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist Pinball.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now.
A red check with a high chance of success. These always make me nervous. What about the other one, the Franco-Nigerian ball? You want to play that?
No.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
Kim, Pinball, Kitsuragi.
Kim Pinball Kitsuragi? A.K.A. Kimball? What the hell?
Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him.
You're Kim Pinball Kitsuragi.
So now he remembers.
Oh wow, you've got to wait a minute. You've got a thing with pinball, eh? You've got a reputation.
Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations.
You don't seem to really like pinball.
No human being should. It is a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing lights and to fantastique, science fiction, and historic romance franchise.
Why do you have such a reputation for it then?
It is lame.
Then why are you called Pinball or Kimball?
I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective and got my lieutenancy.
How did you...
Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring.
Okay.
As you do when you're a juvie cop.
Do you? A pinball ring? Okay.
It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion.
What?
I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide.
Guys, this is like a spin-off game, or more like a spin-off sitcom of the young juvie cop who, in order to move up through the ranks, has to infiltrate a pinball ring and become a pinball champion. For 9 months? What the hell?
End of story.
Okay. So you were a juvie cop for 15 years.
That time is over now. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball.
How old are you now? Wow. I'm realizing Kim is older than I thought.
So that's why he doesn't want to talk to Kuno. Trauma and stressor disorder from being a juvie cop.
Oh yeah? Is that why you didn't want to talk to Kuno?
It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents.
No, I don't need to mock him. You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi to me.
Not only to you, I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi to everyone. Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the whirling.
That's true. There's probably more important things to get to right now. Alright.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside.
Great, an old elevator. Let's peek inside.
Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in.
All right, Kim.
The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
Says the last maintenance was in 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
The future? No, either the future, or I suspect this elevator was maintained a long time ago. Like, a long time ago.
At the end of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
Right.
It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic.
I mean, I guess it's obviously been used since then, since, you know, we're investigating this space for a reason. It just hasn't been maintained in a long time. Let's look at the controls.
There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descend, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
Of course.
A small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a Koningsteiner lift company who went out of business a long time ago.
Wonder what this elevator was used for.
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint.
Okay, well, let's go on up. Hey. So are we on the, yeah, we're on the other side of that door that we saw. Alright, let's... Tape shut with black plastic. That's not spooky. What the fuck? Dude, the music is spooky in here, I'll tell you that much. Holy. Tools replace... Okay, so a workshop. Pinball machine. Okay. I mean, the music is giving off spooky, but so far it looks like a sort of pinball workshop. Ooh. My current jacket's pretty awesome. I hate to say it. What do we look like in this? Look at that. We got our, like, trench coat. Dusty old coat used to belong to someone named M. Neoflox. Name is stitched into the silk lining. Moths and ancient engine grease. It fits you perfectly. A strange, lonely emotion fills you when you tighten the belt around your waist. Hand-eye coordination. Now that could be useful. I just don't know if we need more empathy. To be honest. Oh yeah, I forgot that all of our intelligence checks opened up. We're gonna... Or, not this one? What's going on here? Did we get an update on this? Oh my, sorry, I'm getting easily distracted. So, I don't know if we need more empathy. Hand-eye coordination, I just don't know if we've used that much. I still think our... Honestly, I don't know if either one of these is, like, objectively better. I think it sort of depends on the circumstance. I think right now I'm fine with either of them. I like my shivers, and I don't mind having high esprit de corps. I mean, all of our physical stats are bad, so, you know, I wouldn't mind a boost necessarily. You know, well, some of them aren't so bad. Interfacing, composure, perception, part due to gear, part due to thoughts. And then... we definitely don't need the extra empathy. Ah, whatever. I'll keep it like this. Maybe I'll put it on later for, style.
Yes?
Hey! Oh, okay. That's a tough check. Let's not do it right now. Let's, so we unlocked that, which is nice. Let's look around here first. Pinball machine's been taken apart and gutted.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
It looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue.
Pinball was in vogue? This is fascinating. Is this like y'all's equivalent of arcades or something? This used to be a pinball workshop.
Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel.
Right.
There are machines left over.
Okay.
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the hearties bang away at it.
I wonder if Garte knows anything about any of this. I'm gonna tell him, whether he wants to hear it or not. No, I remember we talked to Garte about the blue door. He was a little bit interested, though he initially tried to hide it.
But then it went bankrupt.
Oh!
Your skin crawls from making the connection.
Fucking thumbnail face. Could this mean the Whirling-in-Rags really is part of the doomed commercial area?
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion.
We wouldn't want to frighten him.
He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
Some of the quest names are so goofy. The Doomed Hostel.
It's not a ghost story. It's a curse, and Garte ought to be made knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells.
Yeah, but that woman who runs the bookstore, what's her name, Plaisance or something like that? She's got a lot of counter spells and charms going, and I don't think they're really doing much, you know? So, yeah. I don't know if we'll tell him or not. I'll tell him my thoughts, I suppose. And there we go. Footprints, hello.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Now this has got to be far more recent, right? Footprints in the dust that are still there. Maybe some would say about, what, like a week old or something like that? When did the murder happen?
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Now someone's been here within the last week or two.
3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball memory.
It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation.
Yes!
Adding a new fact to consider.
I'm telling you, Kim. I mean, look, Kim's always been supportive. He indulges us when we want to go off on our side investigations while still trying to keep us on track. But, look here. Everything's relevant. That's all I'm going to say. Not to get too into Inland Empire, but all the stuff we do on the side, it'll come back to help us. Okay, Kim, so what does this mean?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route leading to the roof.
Yeah.
The roof from where you can shoot our victim.
This is
significant.
Yeah, this is significant.
These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer. And if not, at least they're a good argument for this Ruby doing it, to present to Titus.
Agreed. Let's have a closer look then.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines.
This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging, Kim.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not
Okay.
the same shoe, but they could be the same person.
That's useful. I was going to say large prints. I don't know if that's quite right, but, you know, wearing large boots, so it could be the same person. That's good.
I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know?
Right.
But it's not an argument for her either.
It's not, and also now that I think about it, isn't the chain of events that Leslie was murdered, right? And so if Ruby had done it, she would have been up here. She would have fled through here, and then Klaasje goes and gets her. They get the body, and then they go out to hang the guy. So shouldn't those footprints at the scene of the hanging be directly after this? So that would mean that Ruby would have had to have changed shoes, unless I'm mixing something up. That's a bit of a bump in the road. It's possible, but also, you know, it seems sort of unlikely. I would say it's not an argument for her. It may be a little bit of a notch against her being the killer, or whichever way you want to, put that, in that this would require her, I believe, to have changed shoes between this and the hanging, which, like I said, if I'm getting the chain of events right, was pretty close afterwards. So I don't know. That's a little suspicious. This doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it?
No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Okay.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
I mean, it's definitely, look, this is absolutely something. Klaasje was partially right that, or maybe fully right, that someone has clearly run through here recently. Most likely related to the murder. Now, whether it's Ruby or not, that's unclear to me. Very interesting. Bedroom on the other side.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside.
Okay.
Bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere.
We don't have to imagine it, though. I am gonna ask. I think I can see into Klaasje's bedroom from here.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here.
Sure.
The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
Yeah, plus, if you can see through, that could mean something. What were those people doing in there?
You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural. They're sensationally unnatural.
I think Kim makes a fair point not to jump to sensationalist conclusions. I think the sensationalist conclusion he's implying would be that this was a peephole that Ruby may have used to look in on Klaasje and Lely. And the whole thing Klaasje told us was that she thought Ruby was into her. Right? Now, that could be sensationalist from self-centered Klaasje as well. But, they could mean something. Or maybe we're just assuming. It's hard to tell, right? Especially when we don't have Ruby here. I wonder, can we open the door easily?
This is the barred door you tried to kick in before.
Is this gonna hurt me?
The door shudders a bit, as though it were laughing at you.
I got another Steam achievement. I think it was Enemy of the Physical Realm for punching inanimate objects. So, come on, man. What's on the other side?
Unless we've veered off into a 4D dimension.
Come on.
I'm expecting to step out on the roof. We could ask Klaasje about this route. See how she reacts.
Yeah, it would be quite the surprise, I think, to see us stepping through the door.
Folded M dimension, a reference to the popular science fiction series In System. Look who's in a good mood suddenly, and reads science fiction. Yes, it is quite likely that we will re-emerge on the M plane. Brace for psychokinetic impact. Or the roof.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Let's unbar the door. Alright, let's go through. Hello, Klaasje. We've returned. What'd you think about that? Oh.
I was just
Damn
thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Hey, there we go.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
It's what she said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old.
Where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder?
Have we talked about this before? I don't remember. I remember Kim made a comment about our age in relation with our high-heeled shoes. And I remember speculating that we're probably in our 50s, but I don't remember if we've ever gotten any confirmation on our age.
You could ask either one of them.
Why? What? Kim, how old do you think I am?
Huh?
How old do I look?
How old? 58?
Jesus, Kim. Okay. That's... I mean... You know what? I said 50s, but 58, that means we're almost 60, bro. That's like... We can't. That's old. Maybe, maybe I am younger than that, so maybe that's why I feel that way. You know, no offense to any 58-year-olds out there. Oh my god, that's really old. Really?
You asked.
Yeah, well, you know what? What if you're wrong? We both were wrong about the deceased. He turned out to be 40.
42. And he was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
I love the, like, passive-aggressive, you're right, I'm probably 62. You know what, Kim? The ravages of Al Ghul are nearly as extreme as that of death itself, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
There's silence. Then a little more. Here it comes. Mercy.
Okay.
Sure, you're 42. Let's go?
Look, oh, no. He pities me. Look, Kim, I don't necessarily think I'm 42. I think we are in our 50s, but how about 52? That's a nice sort of in-between, huh?
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Bring it on. Well, I'm a little afraid of the truth, but bring it on.
To the laboratorium.
Oh, that's a thought? Oh, that's funny. What is this thought? We have a couple of, I think Anti-Object Task Force might be the only one that I actually take. Because I'd like to be able to bash things better. But, I don't know. Your face looks like it's 58, and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100, both longer than they ought to be, the day and the century. But for how long, then, has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Maybe. I'm running out of slots here. I've got 4 left. And each one takes a skill point to unlock. Or, that might not even be a slot right there. I've got at least 3, at most 4. So, I don't know. Wow, we have a lot of checks we can... Holy... Oh, okay, well, some of these I decided not to do. Which is why... Oh God, the menu's misbehaving. Which is why they're like that. But... some have been re-unlocked. Like this Kim check. Okay. Got anything to say about this?
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Where can I ask you about,
Yeah?
Ah, there we go. That door there, did you know it leads down to a downstairs elevator?
Oh. Do you think Ruby could have gotten in that way? To the roof? She could have come up through there.
And then... But... What, and then gone back down? Wait a minute. Now I'm realizing I've misunderstood something, because... Wait, but... Okay. Ruby obviously would have had to have gotten on the roof and then off the roof, which I think would mean coming up through there and then back through there. Did we see 2 sets of footprints in there? I'm going to take a look at those, because it only looked like 1 set of footprints to me. And by 2 sets, I mean 1 coming out and 1 going in, because you'd need 2 sets of footprints. I guess I was just thinking, Ruby was up there and then she fled through there. But she would have had to get up here as well.
It's possible.
She keeps looking at the door with a worried expression. The wind ruffles her hair.
How much do I want to tell her? Let's tell her everything, why not? I mean, we know what conclusion she's going to jump to. That doesn't necessarily mean I agree. There's a peephole on the other side, looking into your bedroom.
A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
Okay.
A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending in her hips. The cigarette tastes foul to her now.
I mean, look, it is pretty disturbing if it is a peephole, but it might not be. You know? I guess we don't know.
Do you think this is somehow related to Ruby passing through there?
I mean, To be honest, we don't know at this point.
Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how long it has been there?
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape.
If it was recent, who do you think made it? Ruby?
It's very hard to believe that she'd do something like that, but no, I don't know. I just don't know about this, officer.
So she doesn't think so. Interesting, because you really threw Ruby under the bus, I have to say.
She could have. Maybe she did. Or maybe it's been there for a long time. The local kids use it or something. Was there anything else back there?
Well, I don't think the local kids can get up here, unless that was Kuno's key that we found. But that seems unlikely to me. I mean, I guess, well, I don't think it's Kuno's key. It might be Ruby's, but it also might not be. You know what I mean? It could be someone else. That's very possible. There were tracks on the floor. They're recent.
Huh. This isn't good.
It's an old pinball workshop, the room back there. Place used to be a pinball arcade.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
She's lost in thought. Eyes narrowed. Forehead furrowed.
All right.
Well, let me just go through, see if we've got any other questions to ask, and then we'll leave her.
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety. We demand her fear.
I wonder if she's got anything else to say about Ruby.
She nods, then nervously pulls on her cigarette.
No.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
She slowly lights another cigarette.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
Yes, miss.
Nope.
I hope you... All right.
Coolly,
All right.
gracefully, she...
That's fine. Just want to check. You know how it is. You know how it is. So let's do that visual calculus check in here. Let me see.
This window is
Better.
pristine on the inside.
And I think... I never like to cut off dialogue, but I've literally heard a bunch of it before, you know what I mean? I think we might have some gear that, for once, could actually help us. Of course, the glasses. That makes a lot of sense. What's our drama? Oh, bad. With those glasses on, it is bad. Why have... Uh-oh. Can't read my menu anymore. That's fine. Alright. I think we should have a pretty good
This
shot.
window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it.
Let's do it.
Light from the desk lamp, golden light, melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind.
Oh.
In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
Yeah, I can... Wow. There's... The art here is really something. First of all, you've literally got the two figures here. We've also got a zoomed-in face right here. It's sort of translucent. And also, this is the city, I suppose. I guess across the water. I think we're finally going to go over that, maybe after this, over that water lock and see what's going on. Also because we have to, I think, get Klaasje's passport, which I don't know if it's down that way or I don't remember. Anyway, back to the, examination at hand. What position are they in?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
Yeah, okay. Where does it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole, shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Can we look at the ghostly figures?
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Right. Okay, let's have a look at point A, the roof. Oh, I see. We've got A and 3 Bs. So A, our first potential shot, is right here. on the roof, and then we've got a couple that are much further away. Okay, let's look at point A.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
I mean, this is pretty stupid. Like, any residue would be gone by now. I'll still ask it. Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush
Right.
and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
I love this. So, what? 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from?
72%, with a weapon that's good
Okay.
for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot.
I think it's very possible. The only thing that holds me back, like I said before, is that I believe Klaasje said she did not hear the sound of the shot. And at that distance, even a silenced gun, which I'm not sure what type of silencer technology they have in this universe, but even a silenced shot you'd be able to hear. Now, the one mitigating factor to that, I think, is that maybe the sound of the glass shattering sort of would have overwhelmed you in that moment, and you wouldn't have been able to hear the gunshot. Still a bit sus to me, but I do think that's possible. So, you know, I mean, look, it could very well be from out on the roof here. I think that's, yeah, like I said, very possible.
The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness. Too busy with their own bodies.
Right. Could the shot have come from inside the room? A closer point.
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective.
True. I mean, when we initially started to get the truth, or when we got the truth, really, the Hardy Boys, some of them thought that Klaasje might have done it. But, you know, even though she's a prodigious liar, seems pretty unlikely to me that she killed him. It just doesn't really add up. Or at least we don't have many things pointing towards that. So, seems unlikely it came from inside the room. Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Alright, well, I've got my own sort of reservations, like I talked about a little bit, but it's pretty likely. Could there have been another point of origin further away?
That's a 28%, yes.
Okay.
In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Well, I think there could be a lot of possible points of origin, but, I mean, yeah, I want to expand the radius.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
I think her passport was by the boardwalk, so we are going to have to cross over. Okay, so more precisely?
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
I'd maybe prefer B, C, and D, but let's look at our first B prime, the boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training.
Right.
At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
Yeah, so that's something to consider as well. You know, prime A, I think a relatively simple shot to make. Now, Ruby, we don't know. Maybe she has some type of training, it's possible. We haven't, I mean, that's the thing, we just don't know, right? We don't know what sort of background Ruby has. We haven't heard anything about a military background or whatever. Now, in terms of that, you know, obviously we have this mercenary group here. But, once again, I think it's unlikely that one of them was involved in this, right? This is one of their comrades. They're furious that he was killed. So, maybe, you know, another party, right? Someone we haven't considered yet. I don't know. You know, these are sort of less likely just by the facts that it's a much harder shot to make, right? And everything does seem to revolve around the Whirling-in-Rags. This is where a lot of our witnesses and people involved have been. Seems more likely that it's from the roof here. But, once again, not impossible that it could have been from one of these points. Alright, let's look at Land's End.
1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
Okay, 3%. Very unlikely. Let's look at the islet or the islet.
1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere, on an islet in the Bay of Martinez perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
Okay, so not likely either, but I guess possible. But we need a really... I mean, that one's the least likely, this one second least, this one, pretty good chance. But it would have taken a skilled sniper. A very skilled sniper, apparently. Now, is that Ruby? Maybe, but, you know, look, maybe we'll find as we investigate her. What other skilled snipers are in this area? I don't know. Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof in Martinez?
From where, precisely?
Let's say B prime, B double prime, B triple prime.
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
I mean, much less than from the roof, but still.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the
Hey!
coast. Rule these spots out one by one.
I like it. I love going through the investigation, especially when we're doing some real detective work, right? We've got our points of suspicion. Now we go track them down, knock them off the list one by one. I like that.
It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis.
I agree. I mean, this is the most likely, but I knew we were going to head down the coast eventually after we opened that water lock. Well, not that I knew. It's that the game literally said to us, I think, like, wait until you have something to do down there, which sure have revealed. So I'm excited. You know, I don't know if we're going to go down there immediately, but I'm excited to see some new parts of the map. I feel like I've gotten very familiar with our little area here. Okay. I think we go down and talk to Titus again. Oh, and Garte. And then I want to get a healing item. With my very little money. And maybe we'll talk to Garte first, actually. It's bound to be a simpler conversation, I think. Hello, Garte.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Oh, I can rat her out. And this! Oh my goodness. Well, let's get to the door first. Garte, what if I told you I got into the back room behind the blue steel door?
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
It controls his excitement.
It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
I know you want to know. Aren't you going to ask me what's back there?
Okay, what is back there?
I'll be straight with him. Pinball machines. A pinball workshop.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too.
That was useful evidence. You could have told us that, Garte.
I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why? You want to play? Because I might be up for a game.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
Thinking of turning this place back into a pinball arcade?
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options.
I like
seeing
it.
as you've opened the door back there. The machine we have in the corner now is broken.
Oh.
It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
We still need to find out what song we're gonna sing.
Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area.
Yeah, he's not gonna love that.
He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
Alright, I don't really know if I want to tell him these other things, but maybe later, Garte. I have to warn you, I may have discovered that the Whirling is part of the doomed commercial area.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
He looks mildly startled.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Wait, so you know of the curse?
Everyone knows of it.
The Whirling's listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B. You should get your wiring fixed. I tried to call him, couldn't reach you.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling.
I have some hope. The Whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade, which failed. Though perhaps the Whirling will escape the curse.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework? These high ceilings? The nice rooms? Well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet.
Whoa.
Fuck me, some doom ghost.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
Okay. You really care about the Whirling, huh?
Yeah. It's slowly growing on me again.
I like
it's
to hear it.
beautiful in its own way. Especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way.
Alright, Garte, you're sort of coming around. We had some issues in the beginning, to put it lightly, but I can respect this.
Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Ah, so you admit it.
Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation. Maybe even a promotion.
Ooh, I hope so. Who owns this place?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar.
Classic.
Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
And who named it Whirling-in-Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised.
Ah.
What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
Oh, this really is sort of your place, Garte, even if you don't own it. Song?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
Melancholy, like everything else here. What about those other cafeterias you manage?
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
Sounds perfect for us.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
And the others?
The other is a kebab cart.
Ah.
It's very successful in its way, but
Okay.
it's nothing like the Whirling.
So, I mean, look, hey, I love a good kebab cart. But you're telling me one of the cafeterias you manage is a kebab cart? How much management does that take? Well, fair enough. No, I don't think it's... I mean, look, my protagonist here, my version of Harry, clearly believes in this curse, but I think there's hope. There's always hope. It's good luck to you with this place.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
Against the doom, it's implied.
Yeah.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up?
Sure.
Yes?
I'm broke. I hate seeing that bill option because I am broke. I haven't talked to Lena in a while.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are
Nothing
again.
new. We still have to find her husband, too. Wasn't he down the coast somewhere? Another done quest. Not the doomed hostel. Right. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, out in the reeds. Okay. And then buoy west of the boardwalk, somewhere in the reeds. Yeah, same place. So maybe we'll find them. Everything's coming together. I'm a little scattershot, but you know, there's just so much going on. All right, let's see if we can convince Titus. What was it? A rhetoric check? You can take off the glasses. Do we have any rhetoric boosting gear? Well, this is a -1, so that's the bum hat. Any rhetoric type gear? Oh, wow. That gives us logic. No. Okay, our rhetoric's pretty good. There we go. Alright, Titus. We're back again.
It's you again. What is it?
I wonder, I noted this last time or the time before, but when we started getting somewhere with Titus... Oh, it's logic! Wait a minute. Titus's greeting to us changed when we started getting somewhere with him. I wonder if we go even further, if he, like, maybe begins to appreciate us at some point. You know, maybe not, but I wonder if he will... The greeting will change again. Okay, it does -1 to our authority, which we sometimes have to use with Titus. But our authority... Can we boost that? I want to balance that out a little bit. Maybe not. Alright, it's fine. I want the logic more anyway.
It's you again. What is it?
I'm gonna get you on my side one of these days, Titus. I am fighting this fight to protect you guys from getting shot down by these Crenel mercs. That's what I like to see. 83%. Present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it.
Nothing.
No!
Has happened. The pieces are there, but they remain unconnected.
Gonna have to use a point.
Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, the pieces are there. She could have done it. Somehow. Something else. Walla walla bing bang.
Okay.
It's just not coming together.
Don't rub it in.
There we go. Your mind is a relaxed muscle. It's so nice and easy to give up, isn't it? On the downside, you have no idea.
Just want to try the
what you're
check again.
supposed to do now. I could have debriefed you. Blissful idiot. Say something. You stood there for too long.
I'm gonna take off now. That's what I'm gonna say. Alright, 1 point into logic. Let's try this again. Where'd it go? There, alright.
It's you again. What is it?
I'm gonna try this again, Titus. It should be even higher. I guess we had to pay for our check at the beginning of the episode. 92%! Come on now! Key in the Union box, winch outside, reconstructed murder scene, antique rifle. Huh. How does that play into it? Sometimes the additions they have here give some stuff away. Klaasje found motive, secret route, Ruby's a drug trader. Got it. Come on now.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
So why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him?
So that's what you were squinting at. You were trying to come up with a theory, weren't you?
Yeah.
That she did it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was cobbling together shit so he could put her away. It's RCM 101.
Hey man, I'm not entirely, or maybe even mostly convinced that she did it. She's a suspect, and, you know, she's #1 on the suspect list. But that's because I don't have many, or really any other specific suspects. I mean, obviously, I think there's a good chance someone else could have done it. I just don't know who.
Well, let old Titus set your mind at ease then. She didn't do it. She was here all night.
All night? Like every minute?
Sunday night, 11:30 to 12:15.
Right.
She was here all that time?
That's exactly right, Kim.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
She didn't go out for fresh air for one smoke?
No.
In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you all the time.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cole.
I know.
That's probably for the best. Don't break your stride now.
Sure.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him.
Well,
I've been through this. It's not plausible.
first of all, I've got some new information for you. Second of all, you just gave something away, which is you absolutely do suspect her. But you've thought this through.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof.
How?
Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Hey, Theo knows. He's the old advisor of the group. Well, maybe not old advisor, but he's got some age on him.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
Well,
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
good one, Kim.
Thank you.
From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
Do your own investigating, but I think you'll find my theory, while it may not be true, is pretty solid.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
I knew Titus would shut that down. Oh, interesting. You do agree the shot came from the roof, right?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Klaasje's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
You know, he's thought about this. I will say, Titus, if you'd worked with us, we could have... It was funny to say. We could have worked on this together. Clearly you've thought about it. You didn't have to be dealing with us idiots the whole time, you know what I mean? We are, I think, trying to go for the same thing. We're trying to find out what the deal is with this murder. Who did it, right? I'm trying to do it so y'all don't get shut up by these mercs. I don't know. I guess you're, once again, you see yourself as sort of the unofficial lawman of this area, but, you know, we don't have to be so oppositional. There's a 72% chance that the bullet came from the roof.
72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
I analyzed it on the spot. Turns out I can do that.
No, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People talk. And what they say doesn't sound like a science column. You're a madman.
I may be.
Those numbers were an asshole, man.
Yeah, and they don't put hair on the roof either. It's just mambo jumbo. He hasn't got shit.
I've got two other things, but I'll go through everything. You notice the winch out back on the outer wall of the Whirling?
I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying it's part of the elevator she used to get up there?
That's right.
That's one mystery down then. An architectural mystery. Doesn't much concern Ruby, does it?
It could. I I mean, I don't know. I don't think this proves anything, but there were pinball machines in there.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Nothing. I just thought we could bring some down, get some new machines in here.
Wow, man, can we? I mean...
That'd be awesome. I beat that royalist machine 20 times now.
I knew the boys would like this one.
All right, all right. We can get the barman to bring them down. What else?
They also found footprints upstairs in the old workshop. This is a little more substantial.
Footprints. Recent?
Not a week or two.
That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a thorough look at those prints myself before I believe that call.
Okay.
Good news is, I'm still listening.
Guess what? Remember that key I found here?
I don't like guessing, Call. No one does.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here, with you, all the time.
You didn't find it, but Ruby did. That's how she got up there.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put there?
No, the ribbon was old. Faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
Well, yeah, the key's old. She could have put it... the ribbon's old. She could have put it back there once she was done. Come on now.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn interesting, but it doesn't fit well, and you know it.
It doesn't fit well, but it fits. And he knows it.
Yeah, look, not everything fits well. Like the boot prints. They don't fit well either. But they could fit, right? We've got a couple of facts here that don't necessarily fit well into the puzzle. Some puzzle pieces that are a bit askew. But, as we found out more information, they could be slotted in easily. Or, as we found out more information, it could be, we're right, they don't fit, because this isn't what happened. It's unclear to me in the moment, but, you know, what is clear to me is that this is a solid theory, whether it is true or not. So we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we established.
That very much means Ruby could have had access to the roof.
But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
Yeah, but didn't I lose my gun? My mind immediately went to that as well, but I lost my gun after this murder took place. So that's not it. Don't say that. What's the most convincing? Not that, because that disproves the whole thing. The antique rifle, I mean, these guns are old. Most of them don't work. There's a chance one of them could have worked. She could have smuggled guns too. I'll go with the rifle. There are weapons like these lying around in Martinez.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there with others just like it.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
That's what I'm saying.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there?
Y'all been tracking down old guns?
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
I've already established Ruby's running drugs. She could have smuggled guns, too.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
Hey, man, it's obviously related.
You were warned not to bring it up.
Whoops.
Your best shot here is to just back out of it.
Oops. Okay, forgot about that. Alright, I'm not getting into it.
Okay, cop. She's got connections. I could see how she could have access to a gun. That still doesn't mean she did.
You gotta tiptoe around this guy. He's sensitive.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
Alright, well, I don't want to say either of these because this disproves my damn point. I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon. Just that we need to find her.
All right, Carl. Keep talking. I'll tell you when I've had enough.
I think we're making progress.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Now we have to come out with the motive. I don't know if this will go down well.
Phase 3. Motive. The last component. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
Oh, man. I don't think that's true. Yeah, I think this is a good point. I mean, it doesn't really answer why, but it's a further piece of evidence. Not this. This is dumb. Well, I don't know. I think there's the ones I'm considering saying, because it seems like I could mess this up, is this. Ruby appeared to know something was wrong. It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up. This is a good question, but could be answered by because Klaasje was in trouble. And then this is sort of the bomb, right? Klaasje told me some pretty interesting things about Ruby. You know what I mean? So let's start with this. When Klaasje came downstairs, Ruby appeared to know that something was wrong.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control. That's her whole thing. That's why she's so good.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition. You know, women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Or she knew what happened because she killed him.
Not so useful.
It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Well, she could have been covering up for herself.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
Yeah, planting those seeds of doubt, Kim.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
That's right.
Really, Shanks? Klaasje wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Could you?
Time for a logics demonstration.
Oh. Who do we want to use? Maybe Shanky, because he's not a reliable individual. Shanky, let's assume you killed him.
I didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't my plan.
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, got down.
Or maybe I should have asked Titus. I don't know. This is hard territory to navigate. Would you prefer to go on trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder?
Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that.
She didn't either. She would never do that.
Fuck.
Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Alright, Glenn always steps up to defense.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Maybe I should have said Titus then. I should appeal to the big man. But I'm tiptoeing because I don't want to piss him off either, you know what I mean? I don't want to say something that's going to get him mad, make him shut down, but I do got to appeal to him in particular. He's in charge here, while Ruby's not here.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
I just don't think 3 and 5 are convincing. I'm going to go with 2. I think it's risky because I think it could really piss him off, but I gotta... It's our best, in terms of motive, it's our best motive. But Klaasje told me some pretty interesting things about Ruby.
Yeah, like what?
Apparently she had a thing for Klaasje.
A thing? You mean?
Yeah, but they're both girls.
Oh, is that right, Angus?
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Klaasje.
That's a hilarious response. I know, it's bewildering for me too, but that's what she said. And then, come on, she hangs out with you meatheads, that cannot be a surprise. It's supernatural. What, just the, I love the ways to just explain that she could be a lesbian. It's supernatural. It's bewildering. She learned it from a liberal university. What Kib said.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too? It's a lie.
No slurs in my crime scene. Come on.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
Oh, you think that's why, Shanky?
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Huh. Yeah. Feels nervous. Yeah, because I might be getting somewhere. Look, Klaasje said she made advances on her, and that she thwarted them.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass.
It is. And this is, I mean, look, I kind of agree with them there. I think she might have been desperate, and she maybe not spun up a tale, but just shared some suspicions that are not confirmed. But I'm trying to convince him. She told us Ruby made her scared and she spilled the beans.
That Ruby is queer as cabaret. Now that I start thinking about it, I don't know why I didn't see it earlier. And that's okay. Some queerer than others. You can still be a hardy.
Oh, that's nice.
But if you bring your own personal shit into our outfit...
Titus is inclusive. He's an ally, guys.
And then, boss, use us to cover it up?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just fucked up.
She might have fucked you guys over.
If it's true. But it's not. Right?
Just... I don't want to... I'm just worried. Usually I go through every option. It just seems like this is the type of scenario where if I give the wrong answer, it could mess me up. So I'm hoping that's enough. Look, Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to at least talk to her.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods.
Once again, lately we've been seeing a lot of Theo. He's clearly a quiet but influential voice among the Hardy Boys. Titus turns to him for guidance occasionally, when it's important.
A very small nod, and a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
He's chewing the backy.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about.
Uh-huh.
Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want.
This is good. This is helpful.
I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why?
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right.
Yeah.
By now, I probably would.
Interesting.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior.
Yeah.
Why fleeing is always incriminatory.
I mean, yeah, she's definitely incriminated. We're not 100%. But, look, it's either she did it, or, once again, there's more going on here, right? She was the one to come up with the plan to hang him. She fled. She's been gone, right? Obviously, Ruby knows something, which might be she knows that she killed the guy.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
Nice. Make Titus give up Ruby's location, but he don't know where she is. Okay, this is a real thread we're gonna have to track down. So when did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived.
Ah.
I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
Interesting. What was she scared of?
I told you. You.
As in the RCM?
No, you.
Me?
As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Me individually?
And a hole in his heart. That first.
What does that mean? And the hole in his heart.
Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. I gotta remind myself that these guys saw me making a complete fool of myself as I was going through a bit of an episode. Don't forget the funny tie, too.
How can I forget?
You and I are going to dance in the moonlight under 1 billion stars.
You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
That's right. I'm sort of an impressive specimen, eh? What else did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop.
Won't stop?
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock.
Wow.
That you're a human can opener. That you play suspects against each other. Open them up. Like cans.
Okay, so we are sort of a disaster, but apparently our reputation precedes us.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can?
I did.
Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it. Whack him. Or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
Yeah, I'm starting to believe we're actually a good cop. I mean, there's much evidence against that point, but we've been doing some good detective work.
Silence. He nods.
Yeah. Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener?
You are insistent.
Well, yeah, you could say that. Some would say incredibly annoying. Alright, anything else?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though.
What?
I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus, this called Peep. But she was too scared.
Hey, that's a little, I mean, that's a little more than just our reputation preceding us. What, does she know something about us? Probably something that we don't know, because we've lost our goddamn memory. What is going on? There's always more mysteries around the corner in this game, which I love. Do you have any clues on where Ruby went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Maybe down the coast?
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Damn. They've just broken off from her. I mean, I think clearly Titus feels like she abandoned them, right? You know, this murder happens. Now, of course, he's not... Well, he suspected that she might have done it, but he didn't think so. This murder happens. She organizes this whole plot. This leads to an investigation from both the RCM and the Crenell mercenaries. You've got increasing, rising tensions between the company and the Union. And when the cops arrive, she flees. So I think he feels like he's been abandoned, essentially. The relationship between, you know, Ruby and the Hardy Boys is pretty much over, I reckon. Have you looked for her?
A little. On the coast.
Everything's pointing towards the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlog. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
We're definitely going down the coast. Can you tell me where on the coast I should start looking?
Sure, there's some shit houses there. A cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So that's one place we haven't looked.
Okay.
I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
Yeah, we heard about this from, oh god, what's his name? Forgotten his name, sorry. That one lorryman who we forced to tell us about Ruby. Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building
Whoa.
a pale emitter.
Wait a minute, it's all coming back to the pale.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more.
If this is real, then Angus, you've once again been a breakthrough. This is something.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
Yeah, but this, a pale emitter? Wait a minute, that's like bad. That's like really bad. Existentially bad, if true.
There you have it. Pale something.
It feels like you'll get to know soon enough.
Uh-oh, I'm inclined to believe it. With everything as it is and all the supernatural elements that we believe, and I don't know. I think we've learned. Maybe I'm pale pilled. I've been learning so much about the pale recently that I'm inclined to believe anything I hear about it. But I think this could be something. You'll know soon enough. Great. Alrighty. Well, it's not much, but it'll do.
It'll have to.
Puts his hand out. Yeah, I'm gonna shake it. You know what? When I first met these guys, I was not a fan, you could say. Alright? They were impeding the investigation. You know, pretty tough group of guys. They confessed to the murder as soon as we spoke to them. But, I have to say it, I was sort of warmed up to Titus in particular. You know? He's overall not been cooperative, but lately he's been more and more cooperative. He's now told me some information that I didn't know at all, and that, you know, I pushed for it, but once we got there, he started to give stuff up, so, yeah, I'll shake his hand.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
Alright.
Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
I can't help myself. Titus, you should be a cop.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
Uh-huh.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men.
I don't know what I've done, man. I don't know why she's so scared of me. Alright. Well, we've got some stuff to do, that's for sure. Man, we got a lot of points. Alright, let's take these dumbass glasses off. We could just start investing in stuff. My savoir-faire, it is bothering me that it's at 1. But for that, we're gonna need new pants and shoes. Anyway, let's ignore that for the moment. I think, is it an empathy check we have with Kim?
Yes?
Inland Empire. Okay. Can we boost that? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna look through this, but I think, actually... It's empathy, not Inland Empire. Yeah, I knew I remembered this. This will lower our authority, but I think if we equip it, we should get one more Inland Empire. I'm not gonna interact with it in case I have another episode, but
yes.
That's not bad. Alright, let's convince Kim there's a sexy, dark mystery twist in the case. Inland Empire at 7. High.
What if you did it?
What? No, what? I don't like that, and I don't think so. Did what? The hangman?
Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory.
No, I don't like this at all.
Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow.
No.
You did an awful thing. And you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge it. Are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Let's share this with Kim. Kim, I think I may be the murderer. I killed the man and then tricked myself into forgetting about it.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
My chest feels hollow, like I did something terrible.
That is a common side effect of overindulgence. It will pass.
So you're saying I didn't kill him?
I find that highly unlikely.
Great.
It's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the perpetrator is apprehended, especially when the investigation is dragging. So let's get back to it, shall we?
Alright, we shall. Well, that didn't really get me anywhere. Let's unequip that. It really fits that I had to equip my, you know, binder of despair and sorrow, or whatever we call it.
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That ruby of yours?
You can discard it. I don't need this criticism right now. Yeah? And?
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Klaasje. It was nice and Ruby-centric in the end.
No, look, Volition, you're my boy, all right? You let me know that we were compromised, but you've got it out against Klaasje, and I can't necessarily blame you, but I am extremely suspicious of Klaasje, and I don't think it fits that she did it. I don't. What do you mean? I'll let you speak, but I don't like where you're going.
Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash?
Yes. I mean, yes, all of these things. I've been thinking all of these. So far, no one has mentioned hearing the shot.
Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you.
Well, I thought about it when Klaasje mentioned it, so this has been one of my biggest holdovers, I guess. What's held me back from embracing Ruby as a suspect. And the bullet didn't have to come from the roof, could have come from anywhere on the coast, right? That fits with the, if you couldn't hear the shot, probably came from further away.
Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window.
I'm not, alright? I'm not. I've been open this whole time that it could have been someone else from much further away, okay? I do think that it very well could be from the roof, and in fact, there's a high likelihood, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't have come from somewhere else. I still think that's very much an option. And I thought this was suspicious as well. The footprints in the pinball workshop didn't fit with the All Souls prints on the crime scene.
No, they didn't.
Now, all of these are explainable in one way or another, right? Bullet could have come from further away, but could have come from the roof. You know, shoes could have been changed, perhaps with an eye to maintaining her innocence. And maybe it was silenced, and Klaasje didn't hear it because of the shattering glass. Right? No one's mentioned hearing glass shatter either. So there are explanations for all of these things, but they are definitely sort of bumps in the road, right? They do make me more suspicious of this conclusion of Ruby as a suspect. They are explainable, but basically they're pieces of information, pieces of evidence, but we need more information to fully contextualize them, in my opinion.
That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on that roof.
Okay, man.
Lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in this shit and not me?
Maybe. I don't think so.
Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further.
I guess we'll see. I've still got a lot of questions. You know what I mean? I suppose we'll find out. Oh, Tommy! Sorry, that's his name. I had to see him to remember. Alright, I need some healing items. Just real quick. And then I'm gonna end this episode. Hello. Yellow roses in the window. Those aren't the flowers that were left for Klaasje. Okay.
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Oh, whoops.
A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Wrong place. Do I have any bottles?
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the...
Alright, not bad. Alright, let me buy some drugs now. Where do I get those from? Here?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the same...
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Thanks. Alright, that's gonna have to do. Because we are seriously broke. Okay. Let's end it here. In fact, let's move out to our favorite... Alright, let's get that Whirling-in-Rags sign behind us. There we go. Ain't that nice. I'm going to bring it to a close here. We got some really good information this episode. This was sort of another talking to Klaasje, talking to Titus episode. We've had a couple of those, but, I mean, they've been very exciting for me. I've really enjoyed all the progression we're getting in terms of the case, the mystery. Plus, we finally got to go through that mysterious blue door. So, I feel pretty excited. Ruby has continued to be our #1 suspect. We found out more information about her. We've got a vague lead, right? Down the coast. We don't know where exactly down the coast. I think next episode, I'm trying to decide, either we're going to head right down the coast, or we do have a couple things to wrap up right here. And so I'm thinking we might do a bit of an episode or two where we go around and hit some of the sort of side quests and talk to some of the people we've met, see if we can accomplish more before we go down the coast and try to continue the case. Though, we are on a bit of a time constraint, so, you know, I don't know how much time I necessarily want to waste. I guess we'll see. But, with that, you know, another fun episode for me. I really love this game. I've been enjoying it from the beginning. It's truly shaping up to be a masterpiece in my opinion. And I'm not even done yet, so I'm loving it. Thank you everyone for following along. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the series. And if you are, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Right? You can hit the notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I release new episodes, though they do come out generally every Sunday. So with that, thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you guys are all having a great day today. I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.